Do you know what foods could be increasing your risk of cancer? It's an alarming question, isn't it? But it's one we need to ask. Our diet plays a crucial role in our overall health, and research has shown that certain foods can potentially increase the risk of cancer. Food is not just sustenance, it's the fuel that powers our bodies. We need it to survive, to grow, to repair, and to thrive. It's a source of pleasure, comfort, and tradition. But what happens when the things we love to eat turn against us? When the very fuel we consume becomes a potential hazard? The food industry, our own habits, and lack of information can lead us to consume foods that, unbeknownst to us, could be harming our health. Knowledge is power, and in this case, it could quite literally be the difference between life and death. In this video, we will delve into 10 foods that could be increasing your risk of cancer. First on our list are processed meats. These are meats that have been modified to enhance flavor or improve preservation, often through methods like smoking, curing, or adding salt or preservatives. But what might surprise you is the potential link between these meats and cancer. It's mainly about the chemicals used in the preservation process. Sodium nitrate, for instance, is a common preservative that, when consumed, can form nitrosamines, substances shown to cause cancer in animals. A similar effect is seen with polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, which are formed during the smoking process. Now, this doesn't mean you need to swear off bacon and hot dogs forever, but it's about balance and moderation. Consuming these foods occasionally isn't likely to significantly raise your cancer risk. However, a diet heavy in processed meats, that's a different story. So it might be a good idea to limit your intake of processed meats. 2. Sugary drinks. These sweet temptations are a common part of many people's diets, but they come with a high cost to our health. With each gulp, we're consuming an alarming amount of sugar, which can lead to weight gain and obesity. You might be wondering, what does obesity have to do with cancer? Well, it's a significant risk factor. Excess weight causes the body to produce and circulate more estrogen and insulin hormones that can stimulate cancer growth. The World Health Organization reports that obesity-related cancers are on the rise and predict that they could likely increase by 50% in the next 2 decades. So it's clear that these sugar-laden beverages are more than just empty calories. They're potentially laying the groundwork for serious health issues down the line. Therefore, reducing sugary drinks could be beneficial for your health. Swapping them out for water, unsweetened tea, or even a piece of whole fruit can make a world of difference. 3. Alcohol. Raising a glass might be seen as a way to celebrate, but when it comes to your health, moderation is crucial. Excessive alcohol consumption is linked to an increased risk of various types of cancer, including mouth, esophagus, throat, liver, and breast cancer. Wondering how this happens? Well, when your body metabolizes alcohol, it converts it into a harmful chemical called acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde can damage both the DNA and proteins in your body, leading to abnormal cell growth and ultimately cancer. Furthermore, alcohol can also inhibit your body's ability to absorb vital nutrients, such as vitamins A, C, D, E, and some of the B vitamins. This deficiency may heighten the risk of cancer developing. So the next time you're about to indulge, remember, it's not just about avoiding a hangover. Your long-term health could be at stake. Moderation is key when it comes to alcohol consumption. 4. Fried foods. The crispy, golden allure of fried foods is hard to resist, but it's worth considering the potential health risks. When foods are fried, they're exposed to high heat and substantial amounts of oil. This combination can produce harmful substances known as carcinogens. The high temperatures used in frying can cause the sugars, amino acids, and water in the food to react, creating what are known as advanced glycation end products, AGEs. These compounds have been linked to inflammation and oxidative stress in the body, both associated with cancer development. Additionally, the oils used in frying, particularly when reused, can degrade over time and produce trans fats and acrylamide, both of which have been linked to an increased risk of cancer. While fried foods are a tempting treat, the potential risk they pose is significant. Opting for healthier cooking methods could be a better choice. 5. Red meat. Red meat is also associated with an increased risk of cancer. This includes beef, lamb, and pork. The risk isn't just about the meat itself, but how it's prepared. Cooking red meat at high temperatures, like grilling or barbecuing, can result in the formation of harmful chemicals that are carcinogenic or cancer-causing. Moreover, excessive consumption of red meat is another contributing factor. Research has shown that eating more than 18 ounces of red meat per week can increase the risk of colorectal cancer. This is thought to be due to the high levels of fat and iron found in red meat, which have been linked to cancer promotion. However, this doesn't mean you have to completely remove red meat from your diet. Instead, consider moderation. Try incorporating more plant-based protein sources and lean meats like chicken or fish into your meals. 6. Salt-preserved foods. Salt-preserved foods are also potentially harmful. When food is preserved in salt, it significantly increases the food's salt content. While our bodies need a certain amount of salt to function, too much of it can wreak havoc on our health. One of the areas most affected is the stomach. Over time, high levels of salt can damage the stomach lining, leading to inflammation, which is a risk factor for stomach cancer. The World Health Organization even classifies salt-preserved foods as a Group 1 carcinogen, the same category as tobacco and asbestos. But don't worry, this doesn't mean you need to eliminate these foods entirely. Moderation is key. Consider limiting your intake of salt-preserved foods. 7. Ultraprocessed foods are another concern. These are foods that have undergone multiple stages of processing and contain many additives. They're typically high in sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats, and are often packaged in bright, alluring wrappers. But don't let their convenience or taste fool you. The real worry with ultra-processed foods lies in the additives and preservatives they contain. These substances are used to enhance flavor, prolong shelf life, and improve texture. However, they can also potentially increase cancer risk. For instance, certain food dyes have been linked to cancer in animal studies. Sodium nitrite, a preservative used in some processed meats, may form carcinogenic compounds in the body. Furthermore, ultra-processed foods often replace healthier whole foods in our diet, meaning we miss out on beneficial fiber, antioxidants, and other nutrients that support good health and help protect against cancer. So, it might be wise to limit your consumption of ultra-processed foods. Consider filling your plate with more whole, unprocessed foods instead. 8. Charred foods. Charred foods are also on our list. When foods, particularly meats, are cooked at high temperatures or over an open flame, they can produce certain chemicals known as heterocyclic amines and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. These compounds are recognized as carcinogens, substances that can potentially lead to cancer. The charred parts of the food, that black crust we often associate with a good barbecue, are particularly rich in these harmful compounds. Studies suggest a correlation between the consumption of charred foods and an increased risk of certain types of cancer, including stomach and colorectal cancer. So, what's the takeaway? It's not about completely avoiding barbecues or grilled foods, but rather being mindful of how you cook your food. 9. Foods in plastic are another potential risk. Certain plastics contain chemicals that can leach into our food, such as bisphenol A, BPA, and phthalates, which have been linked to a number of health issues, including an increased risk of cancer. The risk is particularly high when plastic containers are used for heating food in microwaves or storing hot food, as the heat can cause more chemicals to seep into the food. That's not to say you should throw out all your plastic containers right away, but it's worth considering safer alternatives for food storage, like glass or stainless steel, which don't contain potentially harmful chemicals found in some plastics. 10. Artificial sweeteners. These might seem like a healthier alternative to sugar, but some research suggests otherwise. Several studies have pointed towards a potential link between artificial sweeteners and an increased risk of certain types of cancer. This could be down to the fact that these sweeteners often contain chemicals that, when consumed in large quantities, can have harmful effects on the body. While the evidence isn't conclusive, the potential risks associated with artificial sweeteners shouldn't be ignored. It's also important to note that these sweeteners are found in a wide variety of products, from diet sodas to low-calorie snacks. So, you might be consuming more than you realize. Your diet plays a significant role in your health. We've journeyed together through a list of 10 foods, from processed meats to artificial sweeteners, each with their potential to increase cancer risk. It's essential to remember that these foods don't guarantee a cancer diagnosis, but their excessive consumption can contribute to an unhealthy lifestyle that may lead to various health issues, including cancer. The importance of a balanced, nutritious diet can never be overstated. Incorporating fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins into your meals can go a long way in promoting good health. Moderation is key when it comes to the potentially harmful foods we've discussed. But what if you're wondering how to implement these changes into your daily life? Here are a few practical tips. 1. Start by gradually reducing your consumption of processed meats, sugary drinks, and fried foods. Instead, opt for whole foods such as fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins. 2. When it comes to alcohol, moderation is key. Limit your intake and consider alternating alcoholic beverages with water or other non-alcoholic options. 3. Experiment with different cooking methods for your favorite foods. Instead of frying, try baking, grilling, or steaming. Not only are these methods healthier, but they can also bring out unique flavors in your dishes. 4. Be mindful of the types of plastics you use for food storage and heating. Consider investing in glass or stainless steel containers for a safer alternative. 5. Read food labels carefully and be aware of hidden sugars, artificial sweeteners, and additives in packaged foods. 6. Educate yourself about nutrition and the impact of different foods on your health. The more informed you are, the better choices you can make for yourself and your loved ones. Remember, making changes to your diet doesn't have to be overwhelming. Start small, set achievable goals, and celebrate your progress along the way. Your health is worth it. Together, let's take control of our diets and reduce our risk of cancer, one healthy choice at a time. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay healthy and stay informed.